Hi, Sagittarius. What does Spirit want you to know? That's what we're going to find out today. We're going to pull a Celtic cross and just find out, what does Spirit want to talk about where you're concerned with what's going on in your life and what's about to happen and all that other stuff. So right now I'm going to go to God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit. Thank you so much for giving us the Celtic cross to journey through, to help show us where we are, where we've been, where we're headed, and all that stuff. And we thank you for clear and concise messages. I especially thank you for Sagittarius, because they watch these videos more than any other sign. It's like they're more hungry for your word, more hungry for your guidance than any other sign that we deal with. So I thank you for them. I thank you for clear and concise messages, love, light, and prosperity, and clarification, confirmation, and validation as we journey through this Celtic cross for Sagittarius. So show us, God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, what is your message for Sagittarius today as we journey through this Celtic cross? Show us, what is your message for Sagittarius as we journey through this Celtic cross? Earlier in meditation, I heard it's time to move out of hermit mode. It's good to go within, but we can't stay there. So that's what I heard earlier in meditation, and now we're going to see what's going on. Current energy, King of Swords. We're going to lay it all out, and then we'll go back and talk about it. What's crossing you? The world. Underlying energy, wow, Queen of Swords. Recent past, Five of Wands. Crowning energy, Four of Cups. Near future, Tower. Your current energy and attitude in regard to where you are right now, Three of Cups. Outside influences, Eight of Cups. Hopes and fears, Knight of Swords. And outcome, Strength. Okay, so let's take a few minutes and look at this and see what it's all about. At the end, if I remember, I'm wanting to pull a card from a new deck that talks about blah, blah, blah. It's called the Enchanted Map. And so it's a new deck. I say it's new. I've had it for a while. I'm trying to integrate it into the readings. But anyway, we're going to pull a card from there and just see what it speaks to you also. So starting out, your current energy is King of Swords. Okay, so Sagittarius, the King of Swords in particular, is very intelligent. He's very he doesn't get all caught up in his emotions. He doesn't get all caught up in the feelings of everything. Somebody said once long ago, as a younger person, I heard this: you can't help how you feel. Well, the King of Swords knows that's a lie. We can certainly help how we feel. We can decide how we feel, how we respond to anything that goes on in our life. And the King of Swords knows this. He's emotionally intelligent. He's done with the fluff. He's done with the rah-rah. He's done with all that stuff. He's going to rule his kingdom with his own truth, with what he knows, what he understands. He will listen to other people. But if it doesn't resonate with what he's got going on, he's not going there. That's where you are right now. So what's crossing you? A crossing card is not always a challenge. Sometimes it's like a push forward, and it's the world. There's a cycle that's ended, and you're being pushed forward in your life right now, Sagittarius. It's like the universe is giving you this little bump. You've done all this other stuff. Remember, I talked about in the beginning, the meditation, there was This, like, you've done your inner work. It's time to get out of hermit mode and get out in the world. And that's what I feel this is. It's like the world's almost pushing you. You're done with that cycle. Let's move on. You've accepted the healing. You've released a lot. It's time to move forward now. So what is the underlying energy that's causing you to be where you are right now? Well, the Queen of Swords. Now, what this is telling me is that, a king is a visionary. He sees how things can work out. He can see the big picture, right? The queen is very vital also. She's very vibrant. She is also a leader, and she's also sitting in her truth, right? So it's almost like, even though she's the Queen of Swords, she does tap into her emotions a little bit more than the king does, because that's what the feminine does. The feminine is more in touch with her emotions. The masculine is more in touch with the logic, right? So it's like your emotions in your truth have put you into the stability and the knowing of your truth. And I hope I'm explaining that the way that I'm understanding it coming to me. It's like, again, the queen is very vital. The feminine energy is very vital. It's important for us to be able to be tapped into. She is the emotional intelligence that this king has. So it's something that happened. I say something that happened. Something happened that pushed you into a place where you wanted to be more in touch with that feminine side of yourself. Man or woman, you wanted to be more in touch with the creativity. You wanted to be more in touch with the feelings of things. You wanted to be more in touch with your heart. Okay, so that's why you are where you are. Now, in the recent past, you've had a lot of people speaking into your life, telling you what you need to do here, there, and everywhere. And everybody's passionate. Everybody carries their own truth. Everybody has their own idea about how things should work in the world, right? So this is your past. That you, again, because you're sitting in this energy, it's like you're done with all this. You're done with everybody else's opinion mattering. Not necessarily that it doesn't matter, but it doesn't hold water in your court. It doesn't hold water in your kingdom, because everybody has their own truth. And now you realize that, and you're like, it's okay. They can live their truth. They can have whatever it is that's right for them. I'm walking forward in my truth. Okay? So, your crowning energy. Here it's kind of like that hermit mode, that hermit energy I was talking about a little bit earlier. It's like you're so focused, you're still so focused on what your truth is, what you've learned all this time. You're staying so laser focused on that, wanting to make sure that that you've embodied it, and you're becoming it, that there's a chance that you're going to miss an opportunity that spirit is trying to send your way. It's like there's something coming for you, but they're needing you to get out of this laser focus area and be out there so that you can be aware. Whenever I say be out there, be aware of what's going on outside your four walls. Be aware of what's going on outside of your truth, because there's something spirit's trying to bring into your life that you're possibly not gonna see if you don't open your eyes and be aware. So what's coming up? The Tower. Okay, so the Tower, everybody gets a little freaked out about, right? I don't get freaked out about the Tower. I guess there would be some cases maybe that, if somebody was prophesying something terrible is going to happen and blah, 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 maybe I would get a little freaked out. But for me, a tower moment is anything that kind of rocks our world and makes us see things a little differently, right? Remember I said you're in your truth, you're in your understanding of who you are, how you show up in the world, and all that stuff. Okay, so tower moments sometimes are here to push us into a different understanding of things. For instance, I recently did a video, proved to be a little bit controversial, I guess, because I lost some subscribers when I did it. But I talked about my story, about when I understood that I was actually an abusive person in our relationships with my mouth. In the relationship with my first husband, and not only that, but it carried through in the last relationship. My husband that I was married to for 23 years, we're divorced now, but I can even see where this mouth, this tongue, I was abusive in that area too. This was a huge tower moment for me, because I've never been angry at God or angry at, I've always tried to take responsibility for the things that I have experienced in my life. But with this one thing, I had taken on the identity of an abused woman. And it was like God wanted to show me, no. You were actually, if there was an abuser, it was you. Now, let me say this, and then I'm going to leave it there. Domestic violence is a very serious issue. I'm not going to go into it right now. There are hundreds of thousands, millions of women and men who are abused every day, assaulted by their partners, assaulted by people that they think love them, all that stuff. It's very serious. I had taken on that identity, and for me, that was not the truth. And that's what that story is about. But that's what kind of tower I'm talking about. Is like, but it was hard for me. I shed a lot of tears. I went months and months and months trying to figure out how the hell was I going to make it right. Because, long story, but anyway, but it was a tower moment, and it opened me up, and it made me so much more aware of the way I speak to people and the things that the words that I say, because our words can cause tower moments in people's lives every single day. So it makes me more aware of thinking before I speak, of how I want to say it, what tone I want to use, all that stuff. Anyway, a tower moment doesn't have to be terrible. A tower moment is there to grow you, okay? Even though that was a difficult tower for me, it grew me into a different place that I had never expected to see myself. So with this tower coming up, I'm just trying to say, don't be freaked out by it. It doesn't mean something horrible is going to happen. It just means that something is coming up that's going to rock your world a little bit and show you that perhaps you might have had a wrong understanding of a situation. Perhaps you might have had a wrong understanding of, and wrong's a strong word, but the universe wants you to see something differently. How about that? So in this particular tower, I see a crown being knocked off. So it could be that, you have very strict beliefs about things or a certain way, and there's a story that I tell about when God knocked me off of my high horse. It wasn't this one story I just told you about. It was a whole nother story. I have so many stories to tell. But so there might be something that you feel very superior to others about, and perhaps God's wanting to knock you off of your high horse about it. Something is going on, Sagittarius, that you're going to have a new understanding. So what's your attitude toward all this? It's celebration. You welcome growth. You welcome learning. You welcome moving into new levels and things like that, Sagittarius. And that's why I love you so much, because you're so ready to be tuned in, tapped in, and turned on all the time. And I love that about you. So there's celebration here in your heart, even with the thought of this tower coming up, because you realize that a tower can always be just an epiphany, right? What are your outside influences? Okay, so remember I said in the meditation, I felt like I got the message that it was time for you to get out of hermit mode and move on. Meditation, hermit mode, whenever we're doing a lot of self-reflecting, it becomes a very safe place. And we just feel like if we could just stay there, the world could just be okay. Wouldn't that be great, right? But it looks like they're asking you to move on from that meditation. Yes, it's safe. Yes, you get your cups filled. You're emotionally full. You're good by yourself. All that stuff. But I feel like Spirit's asking you to please move out of this self-reflection mode. Move out of this hermit mode. And get out in the world, because there's something that they're trying to bring to you that you might miss if you don't get out of there. And it's the same thing. That world is crossing you. Remember, it's like that there's a cycle that's ended and they're trying to start this new cycle for you in your life. And if you stay in this hermit mode, if you stay in this mode of self-reflection and keep yourself cut off, they're not going to be able to bring you the abundance that you're looking for, whether it's in love, health, friendships, in whatever, your work, whatever it is. So your hopes and fears. Okay, so it's like you're getting, Sagittarius, it's like you're coming out as the King of Swords. The underlying energy is the Queen of Swords for you, and your hopes and fear is the Knight of Swords. So I feel like there's something going on with you where there's a truth that you really, really want to bring out into the world, whether it's whatever the truth is about. It's some kind of communication that you're wanting to do. It could be with a song. It could be with a book, with poetry. It could be with just the way we live our lives. It could be a speaker, that you want to become a speaker. You want to start a YouTube channel. Whatever it is some type of communication, and it has to do with your truth. And it could just be the way you show up at work, being able to be more confident in who you are and the way that you present yourself to others in your workspace. It could be that. Whatever it is for you, Sagittarius, it's like this is what you really want. This is how you want to move forward in the world. But there's a part of you that thinks, because with every hope, there's a fear, right? So there's a part of you that thinks, well, they're going to wonder, who the hell do I think I am, right? I'm just going to tell you another real quick story. This reading's going on, well, it's not so bad. My big brother, whenever we were growing up, he used to say, who do you think you are, Queen Elizabeth? Because I would say, well, blah, blah, blah. If I knew something, I'd say, well, blah, 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 blah. Or maybe we should do blah, 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 blah. Or, whatever it was. Anytime I not even tried to take control of a situation, it just came naturally that I would just say, this is what we need to do, or that's what we need to do, or this is the way things are out there. Whatever it was that I spoke with any kind of authority on, he would get mad and he would say, who do you think you are, Queen Elizabeth? Well, guess what? That has stuck with me through many, many years. And it probably is one of the reasons I didn't start this YouTube channel earlier, because I thought, who do I think I am, Queen Elizabeth, that anybody would need to listen to me? Well, the first thing I needed to remember is it's not me with these messages. I ask Spirit to bring the messages. And that's probably why tarot works for me, because it's not my message. I don't have to pretend like I know anything, because I don't know anything. But Spirit knows everything. And they can bring these messages out. And I think that's so phenomenal, because I just have to talk about it. I just have to tell you what I'm seeing here. It's not my message. So I think that's why tarot works for me, because if somebody says, who do you think you are, Queen Elizabeth? No, I'm not Queen Elizabeth. I'm just Cheryl. But the message comes from Spirit. So, but these are the things, that we battle in our minds, that our minds keep us in these conflicts all the time. Who do you think you are to apply for that promotion? You've only been here 6 months. You don't have a right to apply for that promotion. Things like that we just really beat ourselves up about. It's that negative self-talk, that negative, and it looks like, see, You've come to a place where you know better, but possibly you haven't lived it yet. It's like you're still saying, okay, I know the truth about me. I'm just kind of scared to go out there and live the truth about me because somebody might think that I'm not worthy of my truth. Okay? So Sagittarius, I feel like they're saying, whatever this is that you've got going on, and again, this is just what Spirit wants you to know. It's a general reading. You have to apply it where it works in your life. And I feel like what they're saying is, whatever this truth is for you, it's time to stop self-reflecting and live it. Walk it out. And because if we don't walk it out and we don't keep ourselves aware of what's going on around us, we might miss a very, very important opportunity. Okay, so your outcome is strength. Now, this is the card of Leo, but Leo is a fellow fire sign, just like you, Sagittarius. But not only that, this is who you're going to be. And what I love about this card is that it's all this back here is yellow, right? So the yellow and the gold colors indicate for me that you're completely surrounded and bathed in the light of Spirit. Spirit has got you 100% in whatever this is that you're walking toward. But not only do you know that in your mind, but you feel it in who you are. You feel it in your confidence level. You feel it in the deepest part of your heart that you know who you are and what your truth is, and that you know that your truth doesn't have to be somebody else's truth, but your truth can give you the same strength for you that those other people find in their truth, whatever that means for you. And the other thing is, excuse me, this she's got the infinity symbol over her. So it's like this truth for you is everlasting. It's not going to go away. You might get rocked a little bit when you start walking that truth out in the real world, but it's not going to go away, because once you know it, you cannot unknow it. You just cannot unknow something. So it's like this lion, the symbol of her strength, right? She's made friends with, this card's real deep for me right now. She's made strength with her past, right? With the strength that has carried her this far in her life, where our root chakra, and if you notice, this is down at the bottom of her body, right? She's not down sitting underneath it or anything like that. She's standing up before it. So it is in the area of her root chakra, and this is the color of the root or base chakra. That's where we get our foundations from, our security, our understanding, our safety, the way we show up in the world, the way we get our money, everything, the foundation of who we are is all caught up in that energy center called the root chakra, right? So it looks like, and it's normally very, very dark red. So this lion goes from a dark red color to a lighter red color. It's like she's balanced. She has balanced what things that she grew up with that did not serve her with what now does serve her, and that she has embodied as her truth, and in that she has found her strength. Okay, I hope that was clear. So it looks like Spirit wants you to know that you're like so on the right track. You're so on the right track. It's just time to take another step. It's time to get out of your comfort zone, get out of that hermit mode, get out of the safety of your personal space, and live and show up in the world in your truth. I'm not saying go out there and say, this is my truth, this is the truth, or anything like that. No. Just be confident who you are. Be okay saying to somebody, hey, what are you doing these days? Oh, hey, I'm a tarot reader. You know how scary that is for me in this part of the country where I live? It's pretty damn scary because of so many reasons. But anyway, so it's something that we have to be able to say, this is who I am. You know, we don't have to go out and push it on somebody else. But if they ask, we have to be okay saying, this is who I am. You know, and if they have a problem with it, then we have to be okay saying, I understand. I can see why you feel that way. But not be pushed back into our safe space because of it. Okay, so I'm going to pull an extra card from this Enchanted Map series. It's another, and I'll probably have to read from it, by Colette Baron Reed. I love this deck, and the energies from it really speak volumes. So I'm going to pull an energy for you, like, what can the question be? God, show us. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, show us on this Enchanted Map. Where is it that you're taking, Sagittarius? Or what is it? Just show us whatever you want to show us, and we'll figure out the message. How about that? We'll listen for the message. Okay, Sagittarius, on the Enchanted Map, what does Spirit want you to know as far as the Enchanted Map goes? Oh, wow. Encouragement. Isn't that great? I get chills whenever stuff like this happens. So this is called encouragement. Look at this. Sagittarius. I love this. It's like Spirit himself is reaching out of the sky, right? And loving on you. Loving on you and encouraging you to take that next step. To go forward in your truth and in your life. So I'm just going to read from it for you real quick. Wow, it's like one of the last cards in the whole deck. You're receiving a nudge in the right direction. That is what it says. You're receiving a nudge in the right direction. I love it. This card tells you that you're being gently encouraged to step into your power, into the dream of your life. New things are out there to be explored, and the nurturing power of the universe is giving you a nudge in the right direction. You will get the help you need, and you won't be alone. Every step you take right now is supported by the wisdom of the universe. You are on the right path, Sagittarius. Keep going. I absolutely love that. And I love how God does that. Okay, P.S. and then we're out. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you for such a great message for Sagittarius. Look, and the 5 and the 4, that's a 9. Remember I said you've completed some cycle, and it's like they're trying to nudge you, to push you, to bump you into this next cycle that they want to bring you into. That's part of your deepest desires, because they're not going to try to bring you somewhere that you don't want to go. They help you with what's the deepest desires inside of you. They help you bring those into your reality. So the 5 and the 4 is the 9. And so that talks about that completion of that cycle, and that they're nudging you to take the next step. I love it. Okay. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit, thank you so much for an incredible message. Show us the P.S. for Sagittarius. Again, I'm going to thank you guys so much for the likes, the subscribes, the comments. Y'all are so incredible. If you're not a subscriber and this has resonated with you, please do subscribe. Also, I am open for personal readings. So if you would like a reading, please email me at the email in the description below. Okay, show us the P.S. for Sagittarius. Show us the P.S. My goodness. Too many cards jumping out there. They must have a lot to say. God, guides, angels, archangels, Holy Spirit. Again, I want to thank you for this message. Please show us the P.S. for Sagittarius as it relates to this message, or whatever else it is that you want to say. Show us the P.S. for Sagittarius, please. Incredible reading. There's that strength card again. Sagittarius, you know who you are. You know your truth. And I just feel like they're nudging you to live your truth, to be true to who you are and what you know. Wow. There's that same energy again. It's that crowning energy, right? And see, in this cup, in this, I love this. I talk about this in a lot of the readings when I get this Four of Cups in whatever deck it's in. In this particular deck, he's so focused on those three cups right there, on whatever it is he's in hermit mode about, whatever it is he's self-reflecting, whatever it is he's doing, he's so focused on that he can't see what the universe is giving him. Look, the universe is saying with this card, look, you heard this message. Now you know to look, to watch, to be aware, because the universe is bringing you something. I love it. And because it's a cup, it's about something that's going to be emotionally fulfilling. You know, just being able to walk in our truth fills us up, truly. It really does. So I feel like this is one of the things you're looking at, is this emotional fulfillment, perhaps a new relationship, but it's definitely something that they're saying, okay, we explained it to you. Now you've heard the message. So you're watching, and they're acknowledging that. Awesome, awesome. And there's that moving on card again. We talked about that. It was the outside influences where they're nudging you, and they're just reminding you, move on. Move out of your safety zone. Move out of this area that you're in where you know your truth, you understand your truth, all that stuff. But you're a little bit afraid to walk out into the world in your truth. And what they're saying is, it's your time. It's your time to leave the safety and walk out into that unknown world out there and remain in your integrity and in your truth. Sagittarius, thank you so much for stopping in. I love reading for you guys. Y'all are the best. And until next time, I will see you later. Bye. Have a super duper day. Bye.